We have our best offer yet on poodlecfb.com right now until the launch of CFB 26. If you use code LAUNCH with a capital L, you will get $50 off the annual plan. And if you're into the monthly plan, if you use code LAUNCH 2025 capital L, you will get $5 off the monthly plan. Guys, these discounts are recurring. So the beauty of this is if you lock yourself in now, you'll have it for the remainder of CFB 25 and CFB 26 and beyond that. So make sure to sign up right now. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Poodle back with another CFB 25 video. And today's video, I'm gonna be going over what you need to do every single time to dominate every dynasty that you're a part of. Before we get into the video, guys, don't forget, you only have a few weeks left, very limited time, to cash in on the best poodlecfb.com code to date. If you use code LAUNCH, capital L, you get $50 off the annual plan, which is 1/3 off the entirety of the year. I'll lock you in for the rest of this year and all of CFB 26. It's a phenomenal value. And if you want to stick to the monthly plan, Launch capital L 2025 gets you $5 off the monthly plan. Lots of people are taking advantage of this, locking themselves in now. This gives you a few extra weeks or so to kind of learn the spreadsheets, the calculators. So day one, when your new dynasty kicks off, friends and family, a lot of people start those dynasties those first few days and they rock with it all year. So make sure you're ahead of the curve so you have all the information that you're going to need to dominate your dynasty. Don't forget to use the code. Don't forget to learn all the spreadsheets. Check it out. You won't want to miss it, guys. Let's get into the video. Okay, so through numerous videos, numerous studies, numerous experiences, I've come to two things that every time I'm going to start a dynasty, I'm going to do a dynasty, this is the only two things I'm going to be focusing on right off rip. And it's proven evident in every dynasty I've been a part of. And the beauty of it, if you know where these things lie, is there's just so much you can do to head start yourself in dynasty. So what I've realized in dynasty, it is so important to get a head start on everyone else. I cannot stress that enough. I cannot stress enough how important it is to get a head start. A lot of people don't put a lot of thoughts like, okay, that team has cool colors, that team has cool jerseys, that's my alma mater. Like, obviously there's reasons for why you pick a certain team, but if you're in a dynasty where this is your one goal, this is a lot of people. I want to win a national championship. I want to make my friends look bad. I want to dominate them. Then you have to really go in depth when picking a team or looking at a few things. Hands down, there's two things that I think matter the most when starting a new team or when trying to build a team, and that's going to be your start. Your start is the most important thing, and I'll give you guys a few examples of why. So when you look at teams like this, right, when you come into a new dynasty or any kind of dynasty, you look at these two teams. You compare a team like Alabama or like Georgia, you look at any of these teams, you'll see how good they are. They're just disgustingly good in the 90s, right? This isn't year one, so it's not going to be as good as you've seen, but like off rip, like Alabama, these teams like 99, 95, 94, these are just great teams. Now you go and compare it to a team, like, let's say you're like, I want to go Appalachian State, and it's just not comparable. And the ratings matter a lot in this game, so no matter how good you are at the game, you're going to feel this O-line, this D-line just get absolutely dominated. So in your head, you're like, I'm a good user, I'll win some games, I'll catch back up. It's catching up in this game is very, very hard, and you have to just think about it from a perspective of, in Madden, it's a lot easier. Play good, win some games, spam some players, develop them. You can catch back up in a few years. This game, you're always in like intervals of 3 to 4 years because you have to bring in recruits. In that first dynasty, you have to bring in recruits, and then you have to let them develop, and then you have to start them around their senior year. You do red shirts, right? You're looking at a 5-year of that first round of recruits, keeping in mind that when you start as a bad team, your coach sucks, you have no stars, you have no hours, so that first 5 years all suck. You're looking into like the second 5 or the third set of 5 years, basically. And in that time span, Alabama didn't have to wait 5-10 years to get to that point. They're just dominating, bringing in 10 to 15 5-stars. They have 99 overall team. They're so far ahead of you now. Okay, fine. You got your team up to a 90, but now they're 99. And they're just dominating you across the board. That is why you have to, if you're going to pick a bad team or when you're picking a team, you want to focus on giving yourself the optimal head start, because that head start actually could even beat good teams, because the most important thing in this game is coaches. So what you want to be doing when starting a dynasty or when evaluating dynasties is always focusing strictly on pipeline and the coordinators if you're trying to get the best bang for your buck. Mostly coordinators, and the reason for this is since we now know about that re-sign tool, which no one seems to know about. If you guys didn't know about it, during the championship week, you could go, conference championship week, you could go into re-sign, you can go into coaches, right, when you can fire coaches, and there was a secret button below that said re-sign coach. Now that we know we can do this even solidifies it more, because my biggest fear was always this, like, okay, I'm going to go Syracuse because they have 2 elite recruiting coordinators. That is a huge start, but like, what if after the first year, one of them leaves, or one of them gets fired, or one of their contracts ends. Now that you know you can offer a re-sign, it only increases the probability of keeping them. Obviously, it's not 100% guaranteed, but it does increase the probability greatly of keeping them beyond what already happens in the game. So now you can lock these in. So what you want to really be doing is compiling a list. And over on poodlecfb.com, we do have a spreadsheet of all the elite recruiter coordinators, the master motivators. So first and foremost, utilize that. If you're not a part of Poodle CFB, I'll briefly go through some of it here now. You want to be stacking coordinators. You don't want to be going to schools that have like one strategist coach and one recruiter, one motivator, one strategist. You want to be going double recruiter to start. And if you're going to go the motivator route, that's fine, but then go double motivator. But you want to be going double recruiter. With Syracuse, I was able to go from a team that was not that great to being able to just bring in 5 stars almost immediately because they have 2 elite recruiter coaches. And when you start with a custom coach, they grow really fast, and I can lock them in with the resign option when it's time. You want to be doing that because that gives you 2 things. If you're going to be starting in a league with people who have Bama and Georgia and all these teams, you'll be recruiting amongst them, not right with them, but you'll be close enough to where by season 2 or 3 you're beating them for players. So that gives you a much better start than having to wait to like year 5 through 10 to finally start doing that, because then you're way too far behind. Or even better, and where I think it even behooves you in a better case, is where you all start with bad teams. That is when it goes crazy, because when you start with bad teams and one guy's Marshall, one guy's Rice, one guy's this one, and you're like UTSA with double elite recruiter, you're going to be fighting Georgia and Bama by like season 2 or 3 if you're winning games and get your stars up, while these schools are going to be like on the 10-year plan. You're going to be on the 3 to 4 year plan, and that is where it's crazy, because then your team will be amongst the elite by season 3 to 5 in terms of recruiting, developing, playing, while these teams are so far behind, you're going to be dominating your league early. And as you guys know, dominating your league in the first 5 years is the most important thing, or the easiest portion of it, because after years 5 through 7, when every team is 99, every team is 95 plus, whatever, so be it. When you're in a league of 32 people, you're going to start to feel like that kind of fatigue of everyone has the same team, everyone has abilities, everyone's on net overall, and it's going to come down to like freak things will happen, that sway game, because the overalls are so high. When you look at this, you get recruiters that start like this and build like this. That's absolutely absurd. 4-4, 4-4, 3-4, 2-4, 3-4, 4-4, 4-4. You know how crazy that is for trying to recruit, considering our elite coaching build doesn't even have all those things. This goes even beyond that. This is the exact way to do it. Then, of course, when doing that, you can factor pipeline into that, because if you pick a school with bad pipelines, then you kind of got to wait for the program builder aspect to unlock, and so on and so forth. So for me personally, I probably, if I'm like a school like Stanford, right? They have double motivator, which is the problem. But a school like Stanford that sneakily has a like top 25 pipeline, you want to be sneaking in schools like that have like top 30, top 40 pipelines, plus they get the double elite recruiter. That's the sweet spot for absolutely dominant teams. I think Kentucky might fall into that range. They might have like a top 45 pipeline, and they also have double elite recruiter. Look into teams like that. It's like starting with extra funds. Like everyone's starting at $0 and you're starting with like 10K in the bank. Like that's how I see this. And then you can invest and start investing your money very quickly, because you're going to be getting more bang for your buck. And this game is a snowball effect game. So make sure that you keep all that into consideration when playing games, when starting leagues, when going forward, and just always staying ahead of people, because that's going to give you a huge advantage. Then if you follow videos and you follow these tactics, you'll be able to recruit better than them to begin with. You'll know when to do certain things, when to apply actions. You combine that all, and you're going to be dominating leagues. I highly recommend, obviously we're going to CFP 26 at this point, but I assume all these standards will basically still apply. So this is still very valuable information and things to do. Of course, if you're more of a master motivator guy, like I said, or an architect guy, or you don't want a recruiter, you follow the same exact tactics, but same concept. So go Stanford if you're a motivator guy, because they have double master motivator, plus you stack your motivator with it. And that's a way better tactic, because now you're ultra developing players instead of just kind of developing them. You always want to be the greatest at whatever you're doing in this game from a coaching perspective, because otherwise you're just gonna fall behind. And I've seen it so many times, and I used to think like, oh, this game's easy to flip your talent, people leave. Not exactly. When you start to get when someone hits their stride and they're bringing in 10, 15 5-star type, they're just gonna skyrocket to 99, and then a few of the other top teams. And if you're a low team, it's going to feel like you're in this hole. And the thing is with CFB, it takes a few years to overhaul something at a time. Like if your quarterback sucks in the year 2026, you're not going to have a usable quarterback to like 2029, because you got to recruit a new one. Then you got to let them build for a few years. So guys, that's basically it for the video. Moral of the story, long story short, is this is the route. In my opinion, double elite recruiter, resign your coach. Resigning coach really added another fold to this. Before it's kind of like, yeah, it was great, but if they left you, then you're kind of like stuck with a school that maybe you didn't exactly want. But if you can factor in a double elite recruiter school, making sure you resign them, and maybe finessing in their top 50 pipeline, you're going to be well on your way to dominating schools very early. And on top of that, you're building up a program. You're still going to have the fun of it too, because when you take like a Bama, at Georgia, you're like, oh, this is so fun dominating, but that's expected. No one really gives you credit for it. This way, you're starting with a bad team. You're going to get credit for building it up, and you're going to be dominating people, and it's going to look great, and it's going to be fun. You're going to be building up a team, and you're going to be on the route to domination. Of course, if you're in an offline league and you don't care about all that, that's fine too. But also makes for a much easier. Let's say you're trying to rank like rebuilds, the harder ones. This will be an easier rebuild for you to kind of like get your feet wet, especially if you're not that good at the game you're trying to learn. And all this information should apply into next year. So keep it with you as you start your dynasties in CFP 26. They do come up, guys. If you haven't already, make sure to check out poodlecfb.com. Code launch gets you $50 off the annual plan. Code launch 2025 gets you $5 off the monthly plan. Remember, capital L for both. Make sure to check it out. Best deal of the year. You only have a few weeks left to lock it in and lock yourself in for this year and next year. It's recurring, grandfathered in discount, so have it for the lifetime of your membership. Come join hundreds and hundreds of members who have already joined and who are all loving it. If you guys have any recommendations or referrals, leave them down in the comments down below. I know plenty of people have plenty of good things to say about it. So come check it out, guys. Subscribe, like, comment. Thank you for watching. I'm out. Peace.